Season-long Easter egg hunt. But as opposed to eggs, you're on the hunt for wins. You get one, you want another. Well, Ohio picked up one yesterday in Game 1 of the doubleheader with Northern Illinois, and potentially the best game the Bobcats have played all year, winning 6-1. Well, they were on the hunt for a doubleheader sweep, but lost 6-5 in the wind and the rain in the nightcap. The good news is there are more eggs and wins out there to hunt, and today the Cats hope to scratch past the Dogs for their first MAC Series win of the season. Happy Easter weekend, happy Passover weekend, and it's time for Bobcat Baseball. Hi, friends, I'm Russ Eisenstein, and our folks are back in our WOUB studios, Ryan and Adam. We've got a matchup of a righty and a lefty today. Blake Walker goes for Northern. Butch Baird goes for Ohio. The Bobcats are 13-12 and 2-3 in the MAC. Northern Illinois is 8-17 and 2-3 in the MAC. Yeah, Game 1 yesterday was about as good as things can go. The Bobcats had a career-high 11 strikeouts from Gerry Salisbury. But then in the nightcap, Ohio could not add to that 2-0 lead that they had in inning number 1. Northern had single tallies in the 4th and the 5th innings, added one in the 7th. Ohio would tie it in the 8th. Northern would bust it open with 3 runs in the 10th. Ohio answered with 2 and then stranded a couple of runners in the bottom half of the 10th inning and thus lost the ball game 6-5. Northern gave Ohio a chance to come back and win, but Ohio just didn't make the plays. Northern did, and thus they have a chance for a series victory of their own on the road. This is also an interesting year for Ohio from a baseball standpoint because the playing surface is going to be changing a little bit. Next year, the outfield grass will remain, but the infield will be turfed. We talk about that and this matchup coming up next with head coach Rob Smith on a beautiful Easter Sunday in Athens. This is Bobcat Baseball on AM 1340 WOUB. see NIU come into Athens. Here is how Mike Kunigonis will line it up. Leading off and playing at third base is Brad Wood. Tommy Shosny back at shortstop, and he plays in the second hole today. Hitting third, the second baseman is Samuel Vega. Jake Dunham is the cleanup hitter at first base. Scooter Bynum was injured, at least apparently, yesterday for a moment. He collided with the left fielder, Joe Jumonville. However, he was no worse for the wear, apparently, and he's back in the lineup today. Native of Alaska and Arizona Western, and now a senior center fielder for the Huskies. Joe Jumonville hits sixth. He's the catcher. Cam Smith is a left fielder, hitting seventh. Josh Mutter is in right field, hitting eighth. And Tommy Washington rounds out the lineup. He is the DH. On the mound for the Huskies, wearing 32 out of Indianapolis, Indiana, is Blake Walker, 6'5", 210, and a sophomore. Now for head coach Rob Smith and the Ohio Bobcats. Devin Garcia leads it off and plays in center field. Michael Klein bats second, the DH. Hitting third is Rudy Rote. His new average at 382. Tanner Picnic, a 311 hitter, hits cleanup and plays in right field. Batting fifth, the third baseman is Tony Giannini. Hitting sixth, the second baseman, Aaron Levy. In the seventh hole is the left fielder, Ryan Sargent. Hitting eighth, the shortstop is Trevor Hafner. And catching today and rounding out the lineup is Dan McCauley. Butch Baird on the bump for the Bobcats. He has a whole lot of power. Senior left-hander from Big Prairie, Ohio, 5'9", 167. Butch Baird is 1-2 with the 5.90 ERA. Easter Sunday, hopefully you're enjoying it wherever you are. If this is your holiday, well, happy Easter to you. If it's not, well, happy Passover weekend if that's your holiday. And if that's not, well, happy Sunday. Ohio trying to win the MAC series here and trying to go to 3-3 in league play. NIU trying to do the same thing. They're trying to go to 3-3 in the league and pick up their 9th win of the season. They were picked 9th in the MAC. Ohio was picked a little bit further up, 3rd or 4th, depending on where you looked. But it's all equal today as both teams in this rubber match trying to get it done. Ohio next weekend will head on up to Toledo. And that will be an interesting proposition for a 3-game series as the weather forecast next weekend doesn't actually look all that great, but that is still early on. All right, it is the finale of the series. It is Ohio and NIU. Enjoy the broadcast of the ballgame, everybody, as Brad Wood will lead it off. Right-handed hitter hits 301 with 2 home runs and 13 runs batted in. And Butch Baird is about set to work from the stretch. And his first pitch is plateward, and it is a called strike at 1:02. And right now, temperatures approaching 50 degrees in southeast Ohio. Sunshine and a little bit of wispy clouds overhead. 0-1 the count on Brad Wood. The pitch, overhand curve, in there for a strike on the outside edge. It is 0-2. Wood sets the tone. He's their best hitter in the lineup, hitting 301. Went 2 for 4 yesterday in the opener, and then went 1 for 5 with a run scored in the nightcap, so 3 hits in the series. An exaggerated stretch from Baird, and that one hopped in and actually might have gotten a piece of Wood. It did, and that is a hit batter to start off the ballgame for Butch Baird. Official game time temperature 48 degrees. The high today will be 53. Winds are out of the west-northwest at 3 miles per hour, so not a gale today. It is a very pleasant afternoon, and Rob Smith comes out to have a word with the home plate umpire, Matt Nieder, about whether, well, a couple of things. If Wood was hit by the pitch, if he leaned into the pitch, he doesn't have to move out of the way, and now that conversation continues. It is a pleasant conversation, at least it appears. And Rob is trying to deliver the message. Fairly calm, not incredibly demonstrative. This is just to the left of the batter's circle. And so this will be the first of maybe a couple of manager-umpire encounters today. And Nieder's had his say. Rob Smith has 2, and back to the Bobcat dugout. So the leadoff man on for the Huskies to start. Here's Tommy Shosny. 244 hitter, sophomore, shortstop. Has a home run and 8 runs batted in. Ohio played really well in Game 1 yesterday. Rob Smith said maybe not better. he's seen his ball club play throughout the rest of the year. That might have been their best effort. And the pitch. There's a strike. Left on left here. It is 0-1. Dimensions at the Wren haven't changed from yesterday. 340 down the lines, 380 to the alleys, 405 to straightaway center field. I don't think those are going to be changing at all ever. Throw to first, chases the runner back. A lot of things to monitor today. Major League Baseball today. National Championship in women's basketball tonight, just up the road in Columbus. Notre Dame against Mississippi State. 0-1 pitch coming up from Baird. High and inside. This is obviously just the third home game of the year for Ohio. Northern had their home opener last weekend. The life of Northern schools, huh? 1-1 pitch coming up. Nobody gone. Runner at first, top of the first, and that's fouled back to the screen. I've always thought this. I'm not sure if it's actually true. We've never measured, but I think, guesstimating, it's about an 8.5 or 9 foot high outfield wall. If you put a rim on that wall, I could dunk on it. But anything above that, no. 1-2 pitch instead of throw to first. Shawnee hitting 244, as I told you. Mainstay in their lineup. 1 for 4 yesterday in the opener. And 3 for 5 in the nightcap. So a good series here for him in Athens. Pitch misses low and outside. It is 2-2. I would imagine they bust into town on Thursday and then had all of Friday to do whatever they wanted to do. On a bus, probably 8.5 hours. I keep forgetting that. But that's not affecting the stream necessarily, is it? No. Okay, good. Line drive, right center field. Moving over to his left is Garcia. This is in medium depth center, and he makes the catch. One gone. Back to first goes Wood. Here is Samuel Vega, their fleet-footed Puerto Rican native who spent community college time down in Swick, southwestern Illinois. Belleville, that's Metro East St. Louis. It was a good steak and shake there. Vega, 2 for 10 in the series with the double. Runner at first, 1 gone. Top of the first, scoreless game. Left on right here. Vega bunts, pushes it up the first base side, but trickles foul. It is 0-1. As a team, Ohio's ERA now at 4.20. As a team, Northern's ERA is a bit higher at 5.28. Their team batting average is .230. Ohio's is .272. 0-1 the count, and instead a throw over to first. If you're thinking about the Huskies on the base pass, well, this year they are 21-39. They have attempted by far more stolen base attempts than Ohio has. The Cats are just 10 of 15. 0-1 pitch coming up with the runner going. High and wide. Throw down to second with Levy taking the throw. Slap tag on the helmet, and they got him. Caught stealing 2-4, and they got Brad Wood. That was a rifled throw and a really nice job on the tag. Wood is now 1 for 4 in stolen attempts this year. That was the 3rd attempt in this series for the Huskies. So just like that, the bases are clear. It was a pitch that was high and wide, so the count's level at a ball and a strike. And the pitch is a breaking ball right in there on the outside edge. It is 1-2. The caught stealing could be a real emotional swing back to the defensive crew. If you swipe that bag, that's 1 gone and a runner in scoring position. 1-2 pitch. Low and in, and actually hopped in. 2-2. Defensively for Ohio, it's Sargent in left, Garcia in center, and Picnic in right. Giannini, Hafner, Levy, Rote on the infield, and the battery of McCauley and Butch Baird. 2-2 the count, 2 gone, top of the first. Baird trying for his 30th strikeout of the year. Doesn't get it here. Fly ball to right, but he will get out of the inning. Picnic drifts over and now back and makes the catch about 10 feet in front of the warning track. And as it turns out, he faces 3 batters in the inning. Northern did get a runner on a hit batter, but that base was wiped away on the caught stealing. We head to the bottom of the first. Northern nothing, Ohio coming up. This is Bobcat Baseball on AM 1340 WOUB. Players from neighboring states, which is a good idea. And Ohio largely is that way too, a couple of exceptions, but Ohio, Pennsylvania, Indiana, some from Illinois, so not that far away. Garcia to lead it off. 252 hitter, home run, and 7 runs batted in. Trying to set the tone. He's on the schedule roster card given out today in those new Adidas white uniforms. And the first one from Walker is low and outside. It's 1-0. Ohio in the black tops, white pants, 1-0, swing and a miss. Somewhat of a half-hearted swing from Garcia. Thought better of it as he was all the way made up his mind, and then there wasn't that strong of a follow-through. It's 1-1. Northern in the red and black tops with white pants. Next one misses low. It's 2-1. Northern, to my knowledge, is the only team that's actually allowed to use that 1980s style Chicago White Sox logo. 2-1. Hit in the air to shallow center. Should be playable for Bynum. He drifts under it and to his left. Makes the catch, and there's one away. Here's Michael Klein. Average down to 197 now. Will not pitch this weekend. Obviously, he had that injury last week at BG, but still in the lineup. Still grinding. We'd love to see him with his arm on the mound, maybe next weekend, but they'll evaluate midweek. First one to him, sweeps low and outside. It's 1-0 from Walker. Klein, with 14 runs batted in this year, has 2 home runs. 1-0 the count, 1 gone, bottom of the first. Fastball pops high from Walker. It is 2-0. Now, if you take a look at that White Sox kind of batter logo that they had from the mid-'80s with the SOX across the chest in that bar. Well, that's all popular again. Swing and a miss. It's 2-1. But Northern, I believe, is the only team that can actually use any part of that logo. The style of jersey is back popular. A lot of teams are using that, but the actual bat in hand guy with the batter's helmet on, Northern can use it. Swing and a miss. It is 2-2. And so as opposed to SOX under it, it is NIU. The funny thing about that logo, it was not popular back in the day, but it is popular now. 2-2, called strike 3. Took something off a fastball on the inside edge, and there's 2 gone. Here's Rudy Rote. Rote's updated average at 382. Does have 5 home runs and 21 runs batted in, one of the MAC's best hitters. Rudy in this series is 2 for 8. 2 runs scored and 2 RBIs in the series. Left-handed batter, Ohio's first baseman, and he takes a fastball strike. It is 0-1. Ohio in the blacks with the arched Ohio in green, trimmed in white. Both Adidas schools. I like that Northern's using that logo. Looks pretty cool. Pitch outside, it's 1-1. But yeah, at the time, when the White Sox wore those in the 80s, those were the worst logos and uniforms at the time. It just wasn't popular. They were ahead of their time, apparently, because they look pretty good now. And everybody's using that style. 2-1 the count. Garcia on the flyout. Klein struck out. Walker's trying to go 1-2-3. Pitch misses up and away. And Rote's a tough guy to go 1-2-3 against. 3-1 the count. It could be a little warmer, but from a look standpoint, this is really pretty. Sunshine and just a couple of clouds. 3-1, fouled back. I mean, game time temperature in the 40s, and who really wants that? So it could stand to be a little warmer, but this is a really, really nice Sunday here in Athens. 3-2 the count, 2 gone, bases clear. Bottom of the first, Ohio trying to scratch something out here. And the pitch, hit on the ground, foul just to the right of NIU's dugout. It is 3-2. It has been a while since Ohio's been in DeKalb for a series. I mean, I want a trip back home every once in a while. 2012 was the last time. And it was actually Passover weekend. I remember that. 3-2, misses outside, ball forward. Good eye from Rudy Rote. So Ohio gets a 2-out base runner here. They have a chance with a cleanup hitter aboard or at the plate to try to add to something here. Tanner Picnic hits .311. Has 4 home runs and 12 runs batted in. Runner at first, 2 gone. Bottom of the first inning. Picnic yesterday in the nightcap went 1 for 4. And he fouls one back. It is 0-1. He went 2 for 4 in the opener of the doubleheader yesterday, so 3 hits. He has been a really good find for the Cats. Versatile player and a guy that has manned the cleanup spot in this lineup. Close to the dish, right-hand side, 2 white batting gloves, black bat, and the pitch is roped towards shallow, left center field. Bynum coming on, can't make the play. Takes it on 2 hops. And runners on first and second now with 2 away as Rote stops at second. Picnic with another base hit in this series. Here's Tony Giannini. Giannini's new average at .277. 2 home runs and 12 runs batted in. Tony G yesterday in the nightcap went 1 for 5. In the opener went 0 for 4. Did have an error yesterday as well. Trying to figure out third. The pitch is fouled back to the screen. It's 0-1. There are some new guys in the lineup this year, obviously. Some guys that are gone from last year's MAC championship run. But Giannini is That old veteran in the middle of the lineup, but now at third base. Reworked infield. 3 of the 4 are new. 0-1. Hit shallow, right center field. It's going to drop in for a base hit. Hitting third and trying to score is Rudy Rote. Up with it and right is Mutter. The throw is to second. Ohio leads 1-0. On an RBI single, it wasn't scalded, but it was just looped to right center. And in there for a base hit. Runners on first and third now as Ohio uses a 2-out walk to get a run. Runners on the corners with 2 away, and Tony G comes through. That's the 13th RBI of his season. Here's Aaron Levy. Levy hits .241 with 3 home runs and 9 runs batted in. 6th spot in Ohio's lineup, and Ohio plays from in front today in the bottom of the first inning, and that 2-out walk is a big reason why. First one to him is called a strike from Walker, right on left. So Walker's 2-out walk allows Ohio to keep battling in the bottom of the first to take the lead. 0-1 is low, 1-1. Levy yesterday in the nightcap went 0 for 3. In the opener, he went 2 for 4. So a good doubleheader for him. And the pitch with runners on the corners is low and outside. So all told, yesterday, Levy went 2 for 7. 2 runs scored. On at third is Picnic. On at first is Giannini. 2 gone, bottom of the first, 1-0 Ohio. Throw to first chases Giannini back. Northern was able to coax a run out of the base paths yesterday in the finale of the doubleheader. They had runners on first and third with 2 gone, and then they just kind of played with Ohio a little, and a throw down to second, run down, run scored before the tag to end the inning. Fly ball foul down the line and left. Whatever it takes to get runs. Ohio would love a multiple run rack here in the bottom of the first. 2-2 pitch from Walker to Ohio's second baseman, Aaron Levy. Line drive, center field, base hit. 1 skip off of that infield dirt, and it rolls into center. Scoring from third is Picnic. Runners on first and second, 2 gone, as Ohio has used a 2-out walk to keep battling in the bottom of the first to lead it 2-0. Levy really squared that up. RBI number 10 of the season for Levy. Stopping at second is Giannini. Certain things change the rotation. Certain things change the shuffle of the deck. And when you have a 2-out walk, that changes things up. Just like when Ohio caught a runner stealing in the top of the first inning, that changed the complexion. If he got down to second, Northern had a good shot at trying to take the lead. Well, Ohio caught him stealing, and here there was a 2-out walk, middle of the lineup, and Ohio takes advantage. Time called, Northern's pitching coach out to the mound. So a 2-0 lead. Ohio led 2-0 in the first inning of the nightcap yesterday, too, but then didn't score again until the 8th. Northern put up 3 runs in the middle frames. Here's Ryan Sargent, .273 hitter. Hits from the right side, 2 home runs and 17 runs batted in. For Sargent in the series, he is 2 for 7. Has 2 runs batted in. 2-0 Cats, 2 gone. Bottom of the first, still working with runners on first and second. First pitch swinging, pops it up a mile in the sky, and foul. Lands over by the grill. That grill will start to get fired up today. I know there are some new additions today. I think Rick told me they'll try a little pulled pork nacho action. That sounds really good right now. 0-1 the count, 2 gone, bottom of the first, 2-0 Ohio. Walker for Sargent, sweeps low and outside. 1-1. This is meeting 48 in the all-time series between these two schools. Ohio leads it 28-19 after yesterday's results. 1-1 pitch coming up. Breaking ball that scoots away from the catcher Jumonville back to the backstop, and runners move up 90 feet. I would guess that's going to be a pass ball. We'll wait for the official ruling. Giannini to third, Levy to second. It is a pass ball. Now, Jumonville is a versatile player, so we have seen him in a couple of spots, left field and catching. 2-1 the count. Big spot here for the 7-hole hitting Sargent. Trying to add to a 2-0 lead. The 2-1, low and outside, ball 3. A productive bottom of the first inning. At the very least, you're seeing a lot of pitches from Walker. It was a 3.09 ERA. And the pitch. Bouncing ball right by the bag at third. Backhand pickup Wood. Long throw to first in time. Good play, and the inning's done. But Ohio scratches out 2 runs. There was a key 2-out walk. 3 hits, no errors, 2 left. 2-0 Cats on this Easter Sunday after 1 complete. This is Bobcat Baseball on AM 1340 WOUB. Ball State graduate and current broadcaster at Southern Illinois University, Carbondale, my alma mater. Connor Onion listening to the broadcast today. He's done really good work down there with my mentor and great friend Mike Reese and the rest of the crew at SIU. I know they were at Illinois State this weekend. Their head baseball coach, Ken Henderson, just picked up his 200th career win. Go Dogs, DAWGS, Southern Illinois. And thanks for listening, Connor. The other Huskies, the other Dogs from Illinois, are down 2-0. Ohio with 2 runs at the bottom of the first inning. And it will be Butch Baird back out there as a pitcher with the lead now. Here is Jake Dunham, 259 hitter. And the count's level at a ball and a strike. No home runs and 11 runs batted in for Dunham, their first baseman today. Dunham 3 for 7 in the series with a run scored. 2-0 Ohio here in the top of the second. Bouncing ball, weakly hit, up the chalk at third. Giannini charges, gloves, exchanges, throws to first, and it's scooped up by Rudy Rote. Nice job. So he gloved as opposed to the bare hand on a real thick grass. I mean, it looks pretty. It is thick, though, and Giannini had to come charging in and was able to make the play on the run. Here's Scooter Bynum, 238 hitter. A home run and 10 runs batted in. 5-hole hitter for the Huskies. Bynum, their center fielder. First pitch swinging, fly ball to center. This is carrying now. Back as Garcia looks up, and that ball's off the wall, just to the right of the 405 marker, and it's a stand-up double for Scooter Bynum as he scoots on into second after socking that wall to straightaway center. Garcia just kept moving back on it and kept going back. And then it wrapped off that green wall, and it is a double for Bynum. He was a 300 hitter for them last year. He had 351 in junior college ball. Bynum with his first hit of the series and 8 at-bats. And so the Huskies with 1 gone and a runner in scoring position. Here is Joe Jumonville, their catcher. 6-hole hitter, hitting .220. No home runs and 6 runs batted in. Baird from the stretch, always works from the stretch. The lefty fires, low and outside, it's 1-0. That in the series for Northern is double number 5. All of their extra base hits have been doubles. That's two-bagger number 28 of the season for their team, and that is his 6th, Bynum. This is lined to center. Garcia comes in, now drifts back, backpedals, makes the catch. Tagging at second, going to third is Bynum, and he's in there as the throw is just up the chalk at third beyond the bag. And so there's 2 away with a runner 90 feet away for NIU. Here's Cam Smith, 210 hitter with a home run and 5 runs batted in. Smith in this series 3 for 5. From an average standpoint, he's their best hitter. In their trip to Athens, does have 1 of their 5 doubles. Right-handed hitter, slightly open stance. Silverish white bat, pant legs pulled up to his knees, and the pitch. Breaking ball, waits on it, taps it about 5 feet up from the plate on the line at third. Gloved and throwing to first in time is McCauley. Rode had to stretch right on the sack to make the play. That was a swinging bunt that went 5 feet, and McCauley made a real tough play look good. So Northern strands that double at third. And we're through with 1.5, 2-0 Ohio. This is Bobcat Baseball on AM 1340 WOUB. It is Hafner, McCauley, and Garcia scheduled, 8, 9, and 1. Trevor, not related to Travis, 238 hitter, a home run and 17 runs batted in. He'll be up in his neck of the woods next weekend as Ohio takes on Toledo. Hafner from Perrysburg. Right-handed hitting first-year Bobcat takes a strike on a breaking ball from Walker on the outside edge. It is 0-1. Blake Walker, the starter for NIU from the Circle City of Indianapolis. 0-1, fly ball hit a ton in the air to shallow left. In and to his left is Cam Smith, and he makes the play. Chest high with two hands with that tan mitt, and there is one away. Here's the 9-hole hitter, McCauley. Hafner on the series now is 3 for 8. McCauley is 0 for 5. He hits .214 with a home run and 6 runs batted in. One gone, bases clear, bottom of the second inning. Ohio leads at 2-0. And the pitch drops low and inside. It's 1-0. Now, a lot of times we see Nick Bredeson behind the plate for the Bobcats. I know family and friends of his are listening today. Hello to Al Miller in Boardman, Ohio. This is hit on the line to shallow left center and in there for a base hit. Rolled a little bit out to Cam Smith, the left fielder, just to the right of the 380 marker there, about 30 feet in front of the track, and a one-out single for McCauley. So McCauley singles as we deliver a hello to Al Miller. I'm sure everything is lovely in Boardman, Ohio today. Huge Bobcat fan. He's a cousin of Nick Bredeson. So hello, Al. Hope you're having a great Sunday. Enjoying the YouTube stream of this one. Here's Garcia, and he ropes one foul up the chalk at third. It is 0-1. Runner on at first, one gone. Bottom of the second, and Ohio leads at 2-0. Trying to go to 14-12 on the year. And trying to take this MAC series in weekend 2 of MAC play. Bredeson is just a worker. Works so hard, has had to battle through injuries all year and through his career, and a guy that you really can root for, and he roots for his teammates, and obviously his family and friends root for not only Nick, but the rest of this ball club. Scratching and clawing. 1-1 the count, one gone, runner on at first. Garcia, 0 for 1 already today, got in on his fists and floats it foul, first base side, over by another camera crew out here. It is 1-2. Ohio with a 2 spot in the bottom of the first inning. And that all really started with the 2-out walk of Rudy Rote. From the stretch, it's Walker and the pitch. Fastball outside. 2-2. Last time Northern was here, it was in 2016. They were here in 2013. And then that series in 2012. 2011 was Northern's last winning season. 2-2 pitch, one gone, runner at first. Hit on the ground, through the left side hole for a base hit. Garcia didn't try to do too much. He'll hit it solidly through the 5-6 hole. 1 for 2 on the day. Up to second goes McCauley. Here's Michael Klein.
Number 27, Michael Klein.
Klein struck out looking in the first, so if you could get your second at-bat here in the second, things are going all right. That's 5 hits already for Ohio today. The Bobcats yesterday were out, had 11-7 in the nightcap, but outdid Northern in hits in the opener 11-6. One gone, runners on first and second, and Klein takes a strike. On a change-up, it's 0-1. It'll be a fine time here for an extra base hit for Klein. He has 6 of them this year, 4 doubles and 2 dingers. Walker steps off the slab. Brilliant sunshine, a little bit of a breeze. Temperatures getting up to around 50 today on Easter Sunday in Athens. Slap foul in the next one, headed towards the Hocking. It is 0-2. There is hitting room, just a touch in right center. They're deep in left and off the line with Cam Smith. We'll see what Michael Klein can do here in the DH role today and this weekend. 0-2 pitch coming up from Walker. Set up outside was Jumonville, and that was well outside, back of the left-handed batter's box. 1-2. Just by the scheduling philosophy, you would think that Ohio will be going to Northern next year. But I've thought that every year. 1-2, got in on his fist, popped it up. This is into shallow right. Long run, Mutter, and out the second baseman can't make the play either. Vega raced out there and going to second with the throw. And Garcia is out. McCauley goes to third. And so runners on the corners. It eventually was picked up by Vega, who threw to the bag, and Shawnee, the shortstop. So it is a base hit. And eventually, I guess you could make the case that it was a fielder's choice, but there was no other real choice to make. They got the runner trying to go from first to second. So 4-6 on that play, and there's 2 gone here with runners on the corners. It was a long run for everybody, and Vega actually was racing out towards the ball. Coming in was Mutter, and Dunham went out too. Here's Rote. The first one is a little bit outside from Walker. It's 1-0. 2 gone, runners on the corners now for Rudy, who started off the rally with the walk in inning 1. What can he do with 2 outs here and runners aboard this time? So McCauley at third, Klein at first. 2 gone, bottom of the second, Ohio on top 2-0, and Rudy takes a changeup for a strike. It is 1-1. Yeah, the MAC scheduling has cheated me out of a couple of home-cooked meals in baseball over the years here. My parents live about 5-6 miles away from Northern's campus. 1-1, smoke towards second, speared on a dive by Vega, throws to first for an out. Wow. That was back of the infield dirt. That ball was absolutely scalded. Vega down on a dive to make the play and threw accurately to first. That is a heck of a play by the second baseman for Northern, Samuel Vega. Inning done. Ohio doesn't score. We're through with 2. 2-0 Ohio. This is Bobcat Baseball on AM 1340 WAUB. Washington and Brad Wood, 8-9-1 scheduled against Butch Baird. ERA at 5.52, so that's high for him, and hopefully on the way down. Baird pitched last Sunday at Bowling Green. Ohio lost in that one and lost that series 2-1. Left on left to start. Mutter is a 116 hitter. First pitch swinging, rolls it up the line at first and just foul. It's 0-1. Mutter in the series is 0-for-3, but did score a run. Left-handed batter, number 2, Josh Mutter from Frankfort, Illinois. 0-1 pitch coming from Baird. Misses outside. 1-1. Games going on around college baseball today. And in the MAC, we'll let you know what happened in the MAC yesterday before we turn the page to today. 1-1, called a strike. It is 1-2. One-two pitch coming up. Low and outside. Hopped in there. It is 2-2. In addition to the doubleheader yesterday here, Bowling Green beat Eastern Michigan 10-3. The Falcons now 3-2. Eastern now 2-3 in the league. Toledo topped Miami and Oxford 8-4. 2-2 pitch is plateward. Just missed low. It's 3-2. Said hello to Connor Onion, Ball State graduate, earlier. He remembers some of these games. Central Michigan 23, Ball State 1. Central Michigan had 23 runs on 21 hits. 1-2, skied up into that powder blue sky. Back of home, giving chase is McCauley, but it lands just behind the plate and to our right. Nearly dropped it right down on Bobcat TV. So Central scored 23 runs yesterday. First inning 3, second inning 2, third inning 8, 1 in the 4th, 2 in the 5th, 4 in the 6th, 3 in the 7th. Ball State, 1 run in the 5th. That's it. Fly ball, shallow left. And this is playable for Garcia, who comes over and makes the catch in front of Sargent. Shallow left center field. And there's one away. Here's Tommy Washington. Hits .370, but this will be just his 28th at-bat of the year, but that's pretty good in 27 at-bats, 10 for 27. This is his 9th start, his 12th game. Right-handed hitter, chokes up a little bit, takes a ball outside. It's 1-0. 2-0 Ohio, 1 gone, bases clear, top of the 3rd. So you see some of the jet trails from the planes that have been crisscrossing the sky overhead. Next one misses outside. It's 2-0. Convo roof glistening in the sun. That logo on the back of the new Ohio softball field looks pretty good. The brickwork over there and the green on top of it, the logo. There's a strike to Washington, right-handed bat. It is 2-1. He's from the city of Chicago, 5'10", 173, and a freshman. Open stance, close to the plate, back of the box to the right-hand side. Chokes up just a little in the 2-1. Drops low, 3-1. The Huskies only have one hitter in their lineup that has an average over 270. I'm sorry, 2 over 270, but 1 over 275, and Vega is 273, and Wood, the leadoff hitter, is a 301 hitter. Baird back into the count on a foul ball by Washington. It's 3-2. There is some activity in the NIU bullpen down the right field side. It is early on a Sunday to get the bullpen all worked up. 3-2 the count, 1 gone. Baird trying for K, number 30 of his season. Can he get it on full against Washington? Not on that pitch anyway. Fouled back to the screen. We turn the page to today in the MAC. Kent State and Western didn't play yesterday. They had a doubleheader on Friday. Kent State swept that. They're trying for the sweep today. Kent State 3, Western nothing. That's in the 2nd. Payoff pitch with 1 gone. Called, strike 3. Fastball on the inner edge. Washington, I couldn't tell, was he making a step down to first or towards the dugout? Well, he's got to go to the dugout for the first K of the day for Baird and the 30th on his season. 2 gone, bases clear. Back topside to Brad Wood. Wood was hit by a pitch to start off their offensive effort in the top of the 1st. New average at 301. Well, same as it was before. 2 gone, bases clear, and the pitch. He swings through a breaking ball. It is 0-1. No batting gloves. Pant legs pulled down to the top of those Adidas spikes. Largely a black bat. Black sleeves on the Husky jerseys with red on the front and back. Baird on 0-1 to Wood. Hopped in, it's 1-1. Ohio will be at Kent State later on this year. Last time the Bobcats were there, they took the series. That was back in 2015. That was a fun trip. Mike Ashcraft joined me on the radio on that series. Maybe you will again. Rave reviews. 1-1 pitch coming with 2 gone. High and wide. 2-1. Ball State leads Central Michigan now, top of the 4th inning at Ball Diamond in Muncie, 2-0. The Cardinals 14-12 on the year, 3-2 in the MAC. Central 7-18 and 3-2 in the league. 2-1 pitch. Line drive, center field. Garcia on the dead run back. Now settles and leans back and makes the catch as he faced up towards the infield. There was a little bit of a wobble and a back pedal, but he was able to snag it. And that's a 1-2-3 third inning for Butch Baird. 2-0 Cats as we go to the bottom of the third. This is Bobcat Baseball on AM 1340 WOUB. SID for baseball and really the guy that runs things in that office. But I'd mentioned that we'll be at Kent later this year, and last time we were at Kent, you joined me on the radio. Rave reviews. Can we get you again this year? You're a soft commit. That'll be fun. New pitcher now, Donovan Sims for the Huskies. Right-handed arm. Has a 5.66 ERA, 1-3. Where's number 5? So the Huskies are going to go to the pen. It will be Johnny Holstaff today. The next one misses a little bit outside, 1-1. Sims from Roscoe, up in the DeKalb, Rockford area. Well, right by Rockford, so north of DeKalb. Pop-up foul by the NIU dugout for Tanner Picnic. And it is 1-2. So new pitcher, Donovan Sims. Walker's day is done for the Huskies, and we'll see how many arms they use to get through it today. Picnic singled back in the first and scored a run. The next one popped up foul, back at home and out of play. Happy Easter to the Bush family. My buddy Chad Bush, the rest of his clan celebrating Easter. No doubt they had an Easter egg hunt earlier today. Chad Bush, the play-by-play voice of Eastern Michigan, tuned in this afternoon. 2-2 the count on Tanner Picnic, as it's 4, 5, and 6 scheduled for the Cats here in the bottom of the third. Thanks to him for tuning in. Loyal listener. This one is socked towards center field and deep, moving back on him. Bynum leaps up and it hits off the wall. He does too. The ball trickles away. Hitting second, going to third is Picnic. Up with the ball is the left fielder Smith. Fires it back into the infield. It's a triple. That was to the right of the Attack Cat logo, pretty much at the extreme left portion of the batter's eye, to the left of the 405 marker. Bynum went up to try to make a leaping catch, but slapped up against that green wall. He is up, he's okay. And it is a standing triple for Tanner Picnic. He is a home run and a double away from the cycle. Picnic's first triple of the year, the fourth for the ball club. And as you would imagine, the training staff for NIU is going to run out to make sure that their center fielder Bynum's okay. He plays hard. He is a gamer. And he actually, as the trainer comes about halfway out to the outfield, Bynum, I don't know what he's saying, but he's basically telling him, I'm fine. Get back there. And he will. So a triple to lead off the Bobcat third inning. That's a pretty good start. And good thing the Bynum's okay. He collided with a left fielder yesterday. He runs up against the wall today. It's been an active day for Northern's solid center fielder. All right, runner at third. Here's Tony Giannini at an RBI single back in the first. He takes a strike. It is 0-1. The next one from Sims. Breaking ball strike. Actually, pitch one was called a ball. It looked okay. It's 1-1. Giannini's average at 284 right now. Trying to get his second ribby of the day and his 14th RBI of the season. And he pops this one up down the line and left, foul. About light tower high. And just behind a couple of the fans that are on the berm on the third base side. 1-2 the count. Giannini hitting just 180 with runners on, and he swings and misses on a slider that was low and outside and just kind of shrugs, a little half tilt of his head as he goes back to the dugout. He was beat by that pitch. He knows it. Offered, it was low and outside. And there's one gone with a runner at third. Strikeout for Sims is his first of the day, obviously, and his 17th of his season. Here is Aaron Levy. First pitch swinging, nubs it foul at the plate. Levy at an RBI single in the first. 2-0 Ohio, bottom of the third. Runner at third with one gone. Yeah, but that's a cool thing about radio and radio on the internet now. Folks all over are listening today. 0-1, there's a strike. Good pitch from Sims. It is 0-2. So you could be listening in Michigan, where Chad is. You could be listening somewhere in southern Illinois, where Connor is. My dad's going to punch the clock at the Duel in Sycamore. Come back home, listen to the broadcast today. Line shot that's off Sims, and it trickles into center field for a base hit. It's an RBI single for Levy. He scalded that ball. Scoring from third is Picnic. You can't barrel it up any better, and hopefully Sims is okay. That went off of him, and it had enough pace to it to keep on going into center. And they're going to take a look. He is limping a little bit as he tries to trudge up that mound. Hopefully he's all right. That ball was barreled up. And Sims is visibly in pain, and I think anybody would be. I don't know where it hit him. He's limping, so on one of his legs, obviously, and they're taking a look. Wow, that's scary, too. Thank goodness it was the height that it was, and it wasn't higher. with aluminum bats. And that pitcher out there is in the line of fire, and he's going to try to stay in the game. They're going to allow him to throw a couple of tosses. But Aaron Levy comes through again. Ohio 6 for 9 with runners on and 4 for 7 with runners in scoring position already today. Sims is going to try to stay out there, Ohio's second pitcher. So the Levy single scores Picnic from third. There's one out in the inning. And Sims is going to stay in, and Bobcat fans can even approve of that. Not easy to stand out there. And back when the bats were loaded up even more, back in the 90s and early 2000s, gosh, pitchers were really in the line of fire and just sitting ducks out there. Those bats were just way too powerful, and the ball was way too jumpy, and we've seen, thankfully, a lot less when it comes to injuries of pitchers, but they're still in danger out there to be sure. Here's Ryan Sargent, grounded out in the first. Hits here now is Ohio's 7-hole hitter and left fielder. Runner at first, one gone, bottom of the third, run already in. Ohio on top 3-0. Sims wheels and throws to first. It is 2:01 in the Eastern time zone. So station ID is, this is AM 1340 WOUB in Athens, and you're listening to Bobcat Baseball. Ohio and Northern Illinois. 2-0 is the count, or 1-0 is the count as the first pitch misses limited inside. Ohio with 2 in the first, 1 in the third here. 8 hits already today. Left on right in the pitch. Line drive down the line and left. It will dump in for a base hit. Station to station here. Up with it quickly is Smith as he was running towards the line. Maybe about 15, 20 feet fair. Maybe about 20 feet in front of the track. So a solid single for Sargent. And here is Trevor Hafner. Levy to second. Ohio with a lot of traffic on the base paths today. And with all these hits, 9 of them, you hope that you could get a couple more runs out of it. Hafner 0 for 1. He flew out to left in the second. Hits here now in the third. So this is, barring a double play, going to be 2 complete trips through the lineup in 3 innings. Out to the mound goes Jumonville to have a word with his pitcher, Sims. Could be a productive inning here for Ohio. Already is with a run in. Those leadoff triples, it's pretty good to be able to start the inning basically with a runner 90 feet away. Obviously, you have to hit the triple to be able to do it. Fly ball foul, first base side out of play. So runners on first and second here with just 1 out. Donovan Sims, ERA at 6 now. Straightens up, kicks and fires. Line drive, center field, base hit. Levy with the green light on from Craig Moore at third. Will score without a play from second. He slides just for good measure. And Ohio slides into a 4-0 lead on a single to center field for Trevor Hafner. That's RBI number 18 of his season. Sargent stops at second. 4-0 Cats on the 10th hit of the day. Here is Dan McCauley. Just keeps on rolling. Out to the mound goes Jumonville. And you wonder if Sims was affected by being hit by that batted ball. Now 2 hitters ago. So first and second, the runners. And Ohio was not happy about things yesterday in the finale of the doubleheader, so they're taking out some frustrations on the Huskies here in the third inning. McCauley singled and was stranded, and now time called again. And Northern's head coach Mike Kunigonis coming out to the mound. There is activity in Northern's pen, double barrel activity. Sims gave it a go after being hit by the batted ball. And it would appear that Sims's day is done. It is. So he'll get a round of applause, and rightly so, from everybody in green and red. Gave it a shot. Tough outing for him after being hit by a line drive. Stayed in there, but Ohio adds another run on top of that, and Northern's going to the pen for their third pitcher of the day. So we're in the bottom of the third already. 3 pitchers to be used for Northern. Runners on first and second and 1 gone. 4-0 Ohio. We'll pause 60 seconds for a pitching change. This is Bobcat Baseball on AM 1340 WOUB. Picture so well as he tweets at us on this Easter Sunday. Northern goes to the bullpen. Parker Kirkpatrick is into the ballgame now for NIU. Right-handed arm, wears 17. He's from Lawrence, Kansas. 6'2", 206. Redshirt freshman Parker Kirkpatrick in the game. He's 1-0 with the save, and he throws a strike in there to Dan McCauley. Runners on first and second here. Sargent at second, Hafner at first. Already 2 runs have scored. Multiple run rack for the Cats. McCauley takes one that's called a strike. Looked to be high and wide. It's 0-2. Hafner with an RBI. Levy with an RBI. Started with the leadoff triple for Picnic. 0-2 the count, 1 gone, bottom of 3, continuing here with the 9-hole hitter McCauley, and he takes one high. It's 1-2. First Sunday in Major League Baseball. A couple games going on now. The Twins just bombing Baltimore 6-0. That's in the bottom of the 4th inning at Camden Yards. 1-2, low and outside. It's 2-2. The Orioles trying to win that series 2-1. Up north, the Yankees put up 4 on Toronto in the top of the 3rd, 4-1 New York. Sonny Gray against Marcus Stroman today. 2-2 pitch coming with 1 gone. Breaking ball misses inside just barely from Parker Kirkpatrick. Pirates lead the Tigers, top of the 5th, 1-0. That's a doubleheader today. Pittsburgh scored in the 1st inning. Hard to win a game when the Tigers don't have a hit yet. 3-2 popped up foul near the Northern dugout and back out of play. Tampa Bay trying to use a 3-man rotation with the bullpen as the 4th. So that in essence, is 3 starters in the bullpen. Well, yesterday was the bullpen's day, and they lost. Today, they lead Boston 1-0. That's in the bottom of the 3rd at the Trop. Dan McCauley's new average at 241. Payoff pitch, low and inside, ball 4. Bases loaded here for Ohio. Back topside to Devin Garcia.
Stepping in for your Bobcats, number 3, Devin Garcia.
The Cubs have 5 hits, but not a run yet. But they are angling for one. Runners on the corners, 1 gone. Top of the 4th, scoreless game down at Miami. They played back-to-back extra inning games. The Marlins won in 17 the other night, and the Cubs won yesterday 10-6 in extras. Garcia flew out in the 1st, singled in the 2nd, lines a drive to right field, and it's caught. Hung up there for Mutter, and no tag, as the throw is pretty good down to the plate. Good catch in right by Mutter. It was right at him. And there's 2 away now, as Garcia roped it to right. Here is Michael Klein.
Stepping in, number 27, Michael Klein.
Cardinals lead the Mets 2-1, bottom of the 3rd inning in the Big Apple. And you're up to date. Astros and Rangers, Angels and A's, Indians, Mariners, Nats and the Reds later today. And tonight, of course, it's the Giants and the Dodgers. Sox and Royals postponed. It's going to snow in Kansas City today. Fly ball down the line and right, foul. Out of play. 0-1. 2 gone, bases still loaded. We're in the bottom of the 3rd, and Ohio leads it 4-0. Klein struck out looking in the 1st, singled in the 2nd, and hits here now in the 3rd. Hits it on the ground, left side hole. It will sneak into left for a base hit. 1 run scores, that's Sargent. 2 runs score, that's Hafner. Without a play, and Ohio leads it 6-0 on a 2 RBI seeing eye single to left by Michael Klein. Stopping at 2nd is McCauley.
Number 26.
So RBIs 15 and 16 for Klein. Not necessarily how hard you hit it, but where you hit it. And it found a little bit of a hole and a sliver. And it slid on through into left. 2 gone, and here's Rudy Rote. Ohio on top 6-0 on NIU. Kirkpatrick fires a strike. It's 0-1. Right on left here. Rote walked and grounded out today. So 3rd trip to the plate, and this is the 3rd inning. 4 runs in the frame. Bases loaded. Now 2 on with 2 gone, and a line drive to center. Bynum has this pegged, goes back a couple of steps, makes the catch just to the left to straightaway center, but Ohio scores 4 times on 5 hits. No errors, 2 left. We've played 3. 6-0 Ohio. This is Bobcat Baseball. I'm Russ Eisenstein. Game 3 of the series, the finale, Easter Sunday. Powder blue skies, sun out, temperatures near 50 on a Sunday afternoon in southeast Ohio. 6-11-0 for the Cats. They've stranded 6 already. It's the 4th inning. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, and 1 left for NIU. So they're in danger of falling to 2-4 in the MAC. Ohio trying to get up to 3-3 in the league. Tommy Shawnee, Samuel Vega, and Jake Dunham scheduled for NIU against Butch Baird. He's got to be feeling free and easy out there right now with the advantage that he has. 6-0 Ohio. Left on left to start. Here is Shawnee, who flew out in the first, and he takes a fastball strike. It is 0-1. Baird with the strikeout. The hit for Northern was a double. 0-1 is low. It's 1-1. Ohio will have a game against Shawnee State coming up on Tuesday. No radio for that. Then up to Toledo on Thursday for the game Friday. Popped up, skied to shallow right, right on the line. Rote shields his eyes and now is in trouble. Leans back and it drops in fair. Rote fell back, couldn't make the catch. Charging on the play was Picnic, and now the throw back in is errant and up by the tarp at third and up the left field line, and so that allows Shawnee to race all the way to third on the play. That's going to be a single and maybe a 2-base error or maybe a double, but there is an error with it. So Shawnee gets all the way to third as Northern starts off the 4th down 6-0. Here's Samuel Vega. That was hit a mile in the sky down the line and right. Tough play for anybody, really, and Rote was right on the chalk, and it just so happened to fall in maybe about 2 feet fair. And Shawnee, to his credit, just kept on running. He's at third now, and here is Vega, who's 0-4-1 today, and he takes one outside for a ball. It's 1-0. Not often you see a play like that. And the pitch, high and wide. It is 2-0. They put the hit actually up on Ohio's side on the scoreboard. Ohio does not have 12. They have 11 hits. Northern has 2 now. It is a single and a throwing error that allowed him to get to second and third. 2-0, misses high and wide. 3-0 the count. 6-0 lead. Butch Baird should be feeling pretty free and easy right there. Right now, even if the runner is on at third. And the pitch. He walked him on 4 pitches. Runners on the corners now. And here's Dunham. Don't want to give the Huskies hope or life. And Rob Smith senses that and comes out to the mound to have a word with his entire infield. No reason to really go too in depth here in this conversation. Rob Smith is basically telling him you got a 6-0 lead, so quit fooling around. And also probably a word delivered to his defense too of don't throw the ball around the infield. I'm not a doctor or anything, but that's probably what he is prescribing. 2 for Ohio in the first, 4 in the third. And it seemed like last weekend, Ohio had to just squeeze everything they could out of every hit that they had. This weekend, the 11 hits today and 11 of them yesterday in a game and 7 in the nightcap, so Ohio has a ton of hits. There is no activity in the Ohio bullpen, and Matt Nieder, the home plate umpire, is out there right in the middle of this conversation. Didn't really break it up or anything. He just went out there for a walk. Now he'll jog behind the plate. Smith has had his say, and he's back in the third base dugout. Dunham is their cleanup hitter, 256 hitter. No home runs, does have 11 runs batted in. And hits here now with runners on the corners. Double play would be nice. Ohio came into the weekend #1 in the league in DPs. Northern is right around there too. 3rd in the league. Ohio trying to turn double play number 27. Fastball strike, it's 0-1. And again, how many times have we seen it? After a meeting, the next pitch after that, the pitcher throws a strike. I would guesstimate at about 79% of the time that happens. Maybe 81. 0-1 pitch from Baird to Dunham. Popped him up, back of home, and actually back of the first base dugout now to play. It is 0-2. Lead runner is Shawnee. He's at 3rd. Vega at 1st. NIU on the road this year is 7-15. 8-17 is their record. Baird has 1 strikeout today. Maybe another one here. 0-2 pitch to Dunham. Instead of throw to first. You don't see the fake to 3rd, throw to first anymore. If you got fooled by that back in the day, I mean, you didn't have just egg on your face, you had a whole carton. 0-2 coming up. Fouled back. It is 1-2. It's rare that you see these numbers tilted over to one side so drastically, but hitting with runners on, runners in scoring position. Northern 0 for 3 with runners on. Ohio is 9 for 14 this early. It's a lot of opportunities, a lot of traffic. 0-2 pitch. Line drive to 3rd, caught by Giannini, off the bag and near the cut. 1 gone. Now that was not an absolute shot. Had a little pace to it, about head high. And Tony G was able to man that hot corner for out number 1 of the inning. And here's Scooter Bynum. So the double play would have been good before, but it really would be good now. It will be tough. Left-handed hitting Bynum does have speed. Giannini at the cut at 3rd, and the pitch is low and outside. It's 1-0. Shawnee is the runner at 3rd, Vega at 1st. Baird's ERA will be dropping with each opportunity here. It's at 5.29 right now. 1-2 on the years. Butch Baird, throw to first, a sidearm throw over, and back in time is Vega. One gone, top of the 4th. Ohio leads at 6-0. Left on left here. Runner breaks from first. Pitch is called a strike. They throw down. In front of the bag at second is Hafner. He caught the throw, throws home, and they got the runner, Shawnee. That's a thing of Bobcat baseball beauty right there, friends. There was no attempt by Hafner to get the runner. It was down there enough near the bag to allow the runner to think that Ohio was going to make a tag play there, but the throw home was a pretty one. So to retire Shawnee with Vega going to second, Baird to McCauley to Hafner, back to McCauley. And so 2 gone, runner at second now. The count is 1-1. And Ohio is an out away from getting out of the inning with no damage. Hit on the ground, up the chalk at first to the first base box, foul. It is 1-2. That's just nice right there. Well executed. Good throw by Hafner. Didn't rush it. The tag was applied with the feet first slide. And Ohio got another run, or another out. Northern tried to get the run. Northern got a run in some base path work yesterday, but not today. 1-2 pitch with a runner at second. Low, 2-2. Bynum doubled in the second, was stranded. That is Northern's lone hit. Top of the fourth, 2 gone. Runner at second. 6-0 Ohio with the lead. Baird has 1 strikeout today. He's a strike away from his second and his 31st of the year. 2-2 pitch. A little bit outside on a fastball. 3-2. If you're thinking about the Bobcat fourth, it is Picnic, Giannini, and Levy. Combined today, those guys are 5 for 6. That's good. Payoff pitch with 2 gone and a runner at second. Baird for Bynum. Swinging a bouncing ball to second. Levy has that. Squares it up and throws about 10 feet to Rote for the out. And the inning is done. Northern had some traffic, but the Huskies head back to their dog house on the first base side, that dugout. No runs, 1 hit, 1 error, and a man left. We played 3.5, 6-0 Ohio. This is Bobcat Baseball on AM 1340 WOUB. Happened here in the first 3.5. Ohio with the advantage, 6-0. 6-11-1 for the Cats, 0-2-0 for the Dogs. In meeting 48 all-time between these two schools. Ohio trying to pick up win number 29. Ohio lead it off with Tanner Picnic. Parker Kirkpatrick back out there for the Huskies. Native of Lawrence, Kansas. Wonder if he's a Jayhawk fan. And they got absolutely clobbered last night by Villanova. Want to know the count on Picnic. Singled and tripled, so he is a double and a homer away from the cycle. The next one is socked towards left center field. It is going to dump in there for a base hit. Smith came running in front and to his left to try to make the play, but it is a single. It's the third hit of the day for Tanner Picnic. Here is Tony Giannini. 1 for 2 with an RBI today. Struck out in the third. Hits here now in the fourth. So the third trip to the plate, and we're in the fourth inning. That is hit number 12 for Ohio today, and Giannini takes a strike from Parker Kirkpatrick. Giannini's new average at .282. Next one misses low and outside. 1-1 the count. My buddy Danny Schwab is tuned into the broadcast today. He and Chad Bush probably listen to more than anybody else. Bouncing ball, third base side, and it's into left field for a base hit. It's just to the left of Wood, and it sneaks into left field. So Tony Giannini having a really good day. That's 2 for 3, station to station here. Runners on first and second, Picnic to second. Giannini on at first. Here is Aaron Levy. Danny is listening up in Northwest Indiana. Got a chance to hang out with him to watch Loyola in the NCAA tournament a couple of weeks ago in their win over Nevada in the Sweet 16. Look forward to hanging out with him again. Hopefully taking in a Cubs game, Cubs-Brewers maybe later this year. Here's Aaron Levy, and the first one's high. It is 1-0. To recap for him and others, 2 runs for Ohio in the first, 4 in the third, hitting now with traffic again. Hit number 13 to the day. Runners on first and second. Northern's on their third pitcher. This is Parker Kirkpatrick. Bouncing ball up first and foul. It is 1-1. Picnic on at second, Giannini at first. Levy, Ohio's 6-hole hitter. There have been 9 outs, obviously, to this point against Ohio hitting, but gosh, the amount of hits. Everybody but Rote has a hit today. Fly ball golfed down the line and right towards the pole, and that ball is fair and gone. Just barely fair. But there's no just barely about this one today. Ohio leads at 9-0. Aaron Levy with the home run. It was just fair down the line and right. Levy's 4th home run of the year. Home run number 24 for the ball club. And Ohio has put a 9 spot up on that board with a 3-run shot. Here in the 4th, here's Ryan Sargent. And the pitch. Striking the outside edge, it's 0-1. At first off the bat, it didn't look like it was going to be a homer, but it stayed fair and it traveled enough. 0-1's a breaking ball strike. It is 0-2. So Ohio on top 9-0. 7 runs in the last 2 innings. I mean, heck, we're only in the 4th. 0-2 hit on the ground is short. Shawnee charges, sucks it up, throws on the run to first, and they barely got him, but they got him. That's a good play by Shawnee, and that is the first out of the inning. Here's Hafner.
Stepping to the dish, number 1, Trevor Hafner.
After last weekend, and after splitting yesterday, this has to feel pretty satisfying on an Easter Sunday for Ohio. 14 hits. Hafner 1 for 2, and there's a base hit to left. He's 2 for 3. Big turn at first, and he puts the hooks on, and he'll go back to the bag. Here's McCauley.
Number 2.
This is my 10th year of calling Ohio baseball. This is my 17th year of calling baseball overall. I don't know if I've seen a team have 15 hits, and they're not even out of the 4th inning yet. In all of those broadcasts and all of those years. At Southern Illinois, Illinois State, Illinois Wesleyan, minor league ball in Eugene, here for 10 years now. 15 has to be a Bobcat high, and we're not out of the 4th, and there's a hit batter. McCauley on a breaking ball got hit on his left side. Nothing malicious about that at all. It's just a hit batter. And so runners on first and second now. There's still only 1 out. We're still in the 4th, and it's still 9-0 Ohio. And here is Devin Garcia. I mean, this is not something you see often. 15 hits through 3 1/3 innings. Garcia 1 for 3 today. Flew out, lined out, and singled. And the pitch. Low and outside, 1-0. Hafner at second, McCauley at first. Garcia, no batting gloves, crouches, waits in the right-handed box in the pitch. Fly ball foul, back home and out of play. Saw his father here earlier today. Said he was getting some work done yesterday, and the game on the YouTube stream just kept him in the office for that much longer. It's a good distraction, but if you have work done, it's a tough one. Fly ball, left center field, has some carry to it. This ball is back to the warning track, and Bynum reaches up, makes the catch at the base of the wall. Just to the left is straightaway center. Going to third is Hafner on the play. So it is a loud out to the wall. Garcia moves the runner to third, and Hafner. McCauley stays at first. Here's Michael Klein. 2 gone. We're in the fourth, and Ohio's on top, 9-0. Klein with 2 singles, averaged to 217. It was sub 200 earlier. Struck out in the first, brought in 2 in the third. First and third, the runners, 2 gone, bottom of the fourth, 3 already in, and the pitch sweeps low and outside. Levy with a 3-for-3 effort today, and he hits a 3-run home run. Two gone. Kirkpatrick still out there in the pitch. Misses high and in. Called a strike, however. It is 1-1. Ohio on top 9-0. We're not done with the fourth inning. Sunday fun day. 1-1 pitch. Low and outside. Backhand pickup by Jumonville. 2-1. Now, I don't know this, but maybe Northern had designs on using a lot of pitchers today anyway. Some might do that on a Sunday, but I don't think they were thinking about this. 2-1, fly ball foul over the first base dugout, now to play. 2-2 the count. And they've got to be in a tough situation because there's no run rule and you just keep on playing. There are a whole lot of innings to go before a long bus ride back to DeKalb. I've made that ride, not in a bus. Fly ball deep to left. This is golf. Did he do it? Yes, sir, he did. It is a 3-run shot, the second of the inning. Michael Klein feeling fine. And Ohio on top, 12-0. The second 3-run homer of the inning, this one to left by Klein. His third hit of the day, 12-0 Ohio with the lead. That is homer number 25 for the Bobcats this year. For Klein, that is number 3, and RBIs, well, he had 2 earlier, so that's 5 in the ball game. 3 for 4 today. And so his RBI total is up to a robust 19. Here's Rudy Rote. The only Bobcat without a hit today, Rudy Rote. 0-1 the count. And the pitch. Low and outside. 1-1. That's the amazing thing about baseball. A guy is leading you in so many offensive categories, but you might have 16 hits, which Ohio does, and he doesn't have one of them. Fly ball high and deep to left, but foul to the Ohio bullpen. "16 hits, and this is the fourth inning." Wow. Bouncing ball to first. Easy there off the bag. Underhand toss to Kirkpatrick covering. And this inning is over, but not before Ohio scores 6 on 5 hits. 2 3-run homers. Ohio has 16 hits on the day and is just housing the Huskies. 12-0 the score. We're through 4. Still a long way to go. This is Bobcat Baseball on AM 1340 WOUB. 16 hits for Ohio is a season high. 12 runs is a season standard now. That'd be good for a whole game, but this is 4 innings. 12-0 Ohio, we go to the 5th. And Butch Baird has to feel pretty good. 6, 7, and 8 scheduled for NIU. Joe Jumonville to lead it off. Lined out in the 2nd. Baird out there for his 5th inning of work. Easy like Sunday morning and Sunday afternoon today. And the pitch. Bouncer foul up the first base side towards the northern dugout. 2 in the 1st, 4 in the 3rd, 6 in the 4th. I don't know if I've seen Ohio ever have 16 hits through 4 innings or 12 runs through 4 innings. Now, there have been some really good teams before I got here, but in the last 10 years anyway, this has not happened. 0-1 pitch. There's a strike. It's 0-2. I mean, there are a lot of programs that wouldn't have this sort of stuff through 4 innings. But it's baseball. You just never know. 0-2 the count on Jumonville. Here it is. Fly ball foul. First base side out of play. So Ohio has guys that are making their 4th plate appearances already, and we're just into the 5th. Northern is going through the lineup now a complete 2nd revolution. Just 2 hits today for the Huskies. Tough afternoon to be sure for them, but a great one for Ohio. Kicking the pitch from Baird. High. It is 1-2. I guess you could do a lot of things here as the game moves along. You could play a lot of guys, potentially. You would hope the issue is not in doubt, but that's another thing about baseball. You never know from that aspect. 1-2, low, 2-2. I guess technically anything could happen. This is where broadcasters generally say stranger things have happened. Well, 12-run lead feels pretty safe, even though we're just in the 5th. Northern will keep playing, though. 2-2, called, strike 3. Second strikeout of the day, the 31st of the season for Butch Baird. He's eyeing his 2nd victory of the year. He's been good, too. That's been the other part of this story. Here's Cam Smith, who is 0 for 1 today. On one hand, you have all that offense. On the other hand, you have to be pretty good on the mound, too, and Baird has been. Needed this to be a pretty good start. It was not bad last week, but has been very good today. Left on right, here's Smith. Swings through a breaking ball high. It is 0-1. Ohio lost 3-1 last week to Bowling Green, so wasn't a rough outing for Baird by any stretch. There's a strike. It is 0-2. And particularly if Michael Klein is out of the rotation for any sort of duration with that injury, Baird's going to have to be really good. Would need to be good anyway, but needs to be even better now, potentially. 0-2, just missed high and wide, 1-2. There are going to be a lot of layers and elements to this Bobcat season. And you hope that that series loss at Bowling Green is the worst thing that happens in MAC play anyway. And you look back on it and say, well, how did they lose that series at BG? But you never know. 1-2 pitch coming up, 1 gone, bases clear. Misses low and inside, 2-2. Cam Smith just kind of bent out of the way with his lower half. Count level at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Two-two pitch coming up from Baird to their left fielder, Smith. Swinging a fly ball. This is into center. At first, Garcia was dead in his tracks, now drifts to his left and makes a very easy catch. Chest high with one hand, 2 up, 2 down for the Huskies here in their part of the 5th inning. And here is Josh Mutter, their 8-hole hitting right fielder.
Number 2, Josh Mutter.
12-0 Cats. 2 gone, bases clear, top of the 5th. And the pitch, first pitch swinging, popped it up, foul. Third base side, not a play. More activity in Northern's bullpen. How many pitchers will they have to use to get through this one today? 0-1 pitch from Baird. Swinging a fly ball down the line and left, curling into foul ground, medium depth left, and 3 run, but can't make the play near the tarp. Hafner, Giannini, and Sargent.
Stepping up, number 36. Number 2, number 36.
Mutter will continue to bat, as that was a foul down the line and left. Northern is being outdone with opportunities with runners on, 18-5. They did have 4 at-bats with runners in scoring position. There was just 2 hits for Northern to this point. 0-2 pitch from Baird. Just missed outside. Ooh, he had a little extra kick on that follow-through. It's 1-2. Thought that was strike 3. Be a good way to conclude the top of the 5th. Mutter's new average at 114 flew out in the 3rd. What will he do here in the 5th? He'll swing and fly it to left center. This is a bit of a run for Garcia. Backpedals and makes the catch. Out in front of the scoreboard, maybe about 5 feet in front of the track. And that's a 1-2-3 rack by Butch Baird, and that's outstanding work. 12-0 Cats halfway home on a Sunday in Athens. This is Bobcat Baseball on AM 1340 WOUB. Indiana, 6'3", 247, and a sophomore. Nate Thomas, right-handed arm. He is 0-1 with a 5 ERA. Line score in the contest for Ohio, 12 runs, 16 hits, 1 error, 6 have been left on. It's amazing they've had 6 left on after all those runs and hits. Northern 0-2-0-2. And that's all. So it is 4, 5, and 6 scheduled for Ohio here in the bottom of the 5th inning. 12-0 Ohio, a season high in runs and hits. And there's still a long way to go in this one. But got to feel pretty good. Picnic is 3 for 3. 2 singles and a triple. There were 2 homers in the Bobcat 4th, 2 3-run shots. Levy and Klein. Ohio trying to improve to 14-12 overall. Huskies in red and black, Ohio in black and white. And there's a fly ball to right center field. Long run for Bynum and Mutter. Mutter goes back to the gap and makes the catch over the shoulder near the track, maybe about a foot or 2 away from the track to the right of the attack cat in right center field. For out number 1. Here's Tony Giannini.
Stepping in, number 14, Tony Giannini.
Giannini today. 2 singles, brought in a run, struck out. Single to score Rudy Rote back in the first inning. That was that 2-out walk, and at the time we thought, man, that's pretty important. Well, who would have thunk that Ohio would have scored 11 more times? 1-0 pitch popped up. This is back a second on the short outfield grass. Moving back is Vega, and he makes the catch. 2 up, 2 down. Here's Levy, who homered last time up. 12-0 Ohio, bottom of the 5th inning.
Now up to the Bobcats, number 30, Aaron Levy.
Levy, RBI single in the first, RBI single in the third, and a 3-run shot in the 4th. 5 runs batted in. Klein has 5-2. And the pitch. That's low, 1-0. Pitch coming. Line drive, left field, but it should be playable. It is for Smith. Ranges to his left, makes a head-high catch with one hand, and the inning is done. So credit to Nate Thomas. He spins a 1-2-3 rack. And the Bobcats don't score in the 5th. 12-0 Ohio. We go to the 6th. This is Bobcat Baseball on AM 1340 WOUB. In one of these innings, but could not score. New pitcher into the ball game, native of Omaha, Nebraska, the likable Logan Jasek. Jasek, 6 foot 168. He's a senior. He's had to battle to get on the mound, and to his credit, he has won that battle to toe the rubber in his senior season. Jasek making his 9th appearance, 1-0. With a 3.18 ERA. 5 2/3 innings of work, 5 hits, 2 runs, 2 earned, 4 walks, 2 strikeouts. The opposition hitting .238 against him. He did pitch yesterday. Jasek was the last pitcher for Ohio, went to third, and didn't allow a base runner. Maybe this will be a good opportunity for a full inning for him today. And you would imagine that he'll have the opportunity. There is a whole lot of wiggle room. 12-0 Ohio with the lead. 9-1-2 scheduled. Washington, Wood, and Shawnee for the Cardinal and Black of NIU. Washington to start it. Tommy Washington struck out looking in the 3rd, and he takes one low and outside here. It's 1-0. Mentioned Northern dropped their program. They had baseball from 1900 to 1982. Dropped it in 83. There's a strike. It is 1-1. Then they brought it back in the 1991 season. 1-1's low. It's 2-1. Mentioned they lost the first 17, and that's understandable. I mean, they just brought the program back, but they did go 11-25 that year. The next one from Jasek hops in. 3-1 the count on Tommy Washington. I covered what probably was their worst season of baseball there. That was back in 1998. Jasek just walked Washington. So a leadoff man on for the Huskies. They trail 12-0. We're in the top of the 6th. Back topside to Brad Wood. In 1998, Northern went 10-39-1 and went a stretch of 35 of 36 games without a win. High to Wood, it's 1-0. I mean, imagine that. 10-win seasons are tough, but in their final 36 games, they didn't win. There was a tie, and they lost like 33 in a row. 1-0 is outside. Time called. Out to the mound goes McCauley to visit with Jasek. Runner at first, nobody gone. Top of the 6th, 12-0 Ohio. Meeting is short. McCauley back behind the plate. But imagine that. It's baseball. You would figure that something would have to happen. That year, I was a freshman reporter for the Northern Star as a student there, and I literally watched 30-some games, covered 30-some games at the end of that season where nothing good happened. And the losing streak just kept on rolling. It was like watching a car crash over and over and over and over again. Strike called to the outside edge from Jasek. It's 3-1. I mean, that's an unbelievable losing portion of a season streak, and the fact that there was a tie in there was amazing enough. That was back in 1998. I was a freshman in DeKalb. Bouncing ball, foul right at the plate. 3-2 the count. Frank Del Medico was the head coach then. Very nice man. But 2 seasons went 14-90-2 as their head coach. I remember doing an interview with him while he was dragging the infield early on a day at Ralph McKenzie, and we had to talk about things, and I remember that conversation. Bouncing ball to third. Giannini throws to second, but it gets away from Levy and goes into right. So runners on first and second now with nobody gone, and Northern down 12-0. And here's Tommy Shosny. So an error on the throw, the second error of the day for Ohio. And Shosny's the batter. He is 1 for 2. Flew out in the first, grounded a base hit down the right field line in the 4th. Just the second Northern hit of the day, and he takes a breaking ball strike. But, I mean, imagine that season, if you would. It doesn't matter if it's Northern or whoever else, but just to go through all of that losing. And players, coaches, support staff, fans, whatever. That's just a heavy weight throughout the course of the year, and the losses just kept coming. They were in the MAC then, and I remember April the 3rd of 1998, it was a doubleheader against Akron. Little did we know the 2-0 win over the Zips would be the last one of the year. 1-1 pitch, low. It is 2-1. And at that time, too, Northern's football team had a losing streak that was the longest in the nation. So it wasn't high times for the Huskies. It was tough to be a Husky fan around that time. Next one from Jasek, misses. It's 3-1. Washington at second, Wood at first. Now, I remember when the football team beat Central Michigan in the rain in a lightning-delayed game in DeKalb my freshman year at Northern. Remember how just exuberant everyone was, like they'd won the Super Bowl. Finally a win. 3-2 the count on Shosny. They ripped the goalpost down, carried him out of the stadium. Folks were running into the stadium on a rainy day just to say that they were there. No such celebration at the end of the baseball season that year, though. Bouncing ball to short, could be two. On to second for one, on to first, it's late. It was a shovel toss by Hafner to Levy. The throw to first, not in enough time to get the speedy Shosny. Runners on the corners now with man retired. And here is Samuel Vega. One gone in the frame. 12-0 Ohio with the lead in the sixth. I think of all those times of going to DeKalb over the years as a kid. And then they're covering a team. And wow, they lost 35 of 36. Just, it was unbelievable. You just felt horrible for everybody involved. I remember writing those articles wondering, well, what do I say now? Foul back to the screen for Samuel Vega. It is 1-1. Now, nobody associated with this program now, none of the players, none of the coaches should remember that. Obviously, it was before their time. Fly ball foul over the dugout, first base side, out of play. But it's been a tough history. They've gone to the tournament twice, back in the 70s and 1996. Ed Matthey, a very likable head coach there, was there for 12 seasons, 294 wins. Dave Schrag was there too. He's had success at a couple of programs. 2-2 the count, one gone, runners on the corners. 12-0 Ohio with the advantage on NIU here in the top of the sixth. Jasek would love a double play here. Vega's 0 for 1 today with the walk, and he bounces one through the left side hole. Base hit. Northern won't be shut out today. Washington scores and an RBI. Samuel Vega single to left. It is 12-1. Stopping at second on the play is Shosny. Vega with RBI number 13 of his season. 12-1, Ohio leads. Here's Dunham. Dunham 0 for 2 today. Inning continues with 2 aboard and 1 gone. And the pitch. Low and outside, it's 1-0. I think back to that freshman year in DeKalb, and gosh, saw a lot of losses. But the euphoria of that football win, I'll never forget it. 1-0 pitch. Fouled back through the wickets of the catcher back to the backstop. The thing about that football game was there was a lightning delay to further exacerbate it. And there couldn't have been more than 5,000 in the stands, and that's a generous estimate. I was there with my parents, my mom, my dad. My mom was not going to budge from her seat. And it was a metal seat. And there was lightning around. She was confident. And then Northern beat Central Michigan. 1-1 pitch. There's a strike. From Jasek, it's 1-2. Now it'd actually be the spring of '99. 1-2 pitch coming up. Bouncing ball up the chalk at third. Diving attempt. It's a foul ball. That was from Giannini's efforts. Football season of '98. Baseball of '99. And here we are together in 2017. 1-2 the count, 1 gone. Runners on first and second here, as Ohio leads it 12-1. Shosny at second, Vega at first. Dunham the batter. Grounded out and lined out. Taps this one foul at the plate. I remember when I was a real little kid walking past Ralph McKenzie Field. It was still there after they dropped the program. And I couldn't understand why they didn't have baseball if they had a field. Didn't understand that sometimes programs are dropped. Bouncing ball through the left side hole, base hit. Green light on for the runner rounding third, Shawnee. It's bobbled and left by Sargent. It's a 2-run inning for the Huskies here in the 6th. It is 12-2. Dunham with the RBI single to left. Stopping at second, it is Vega. Shawnee was the one who scored. So 2 runs, 2 hits, and an error in the inning, and Rob Smith out of the third base dugout. And an opportunity for Jasek here, and Northern's been able to find the outfield on him. There is activity in Ohio's bullpen. Two runs in here in the 6th for Northern. It is 12-2 Ohio. And no word yet on if we're going to see a pitching change. Still a lot of innings left to play, obviously. Northern out hit 16-4 now. Jasek's going to stay in the ballgame. 1 gone, runners on first and second. 12-1 Ohio with the lead. 12-2 actually now. So here is Dunham, left-handed hitter. Sorry, Bynum, left-handed hitter. Dunham was the one that just was able to bring in the second run. Bynum 1 for 2 today. Doubled in the second, grounded out in the 4th. Hits here now in the 6th with 2 in. Northern down by 10. And the pitch from Jasek. Strike in the outside edge. It's 0-1. And again, first pitches after manager or head coach comes out to the mound, generally a strike. It's the magic touch. Vega at second, Dunham at first. Jasek kicks and delivers. Swing and a miss. It is 0-2. I wonder what the percentage of second pitch strikes are. It's got to be high as well. We've already seen that today. Jasek would love a punch out here. It would be his 3rd of his season, his 1st of his outing today. Bynum waits in the pitch, low and outside. Two in the 1st, 4 in the 3rd, 6 in the 4th. Ohio didn't score in the 2nd or 5th innings. Northern with the 2 spot here. And the pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. Pitch was a little bit outside. 2 gone. But that was to induce a strikeout. That's Jasek's 3rd of his season, his 1st today. Runners on first and second, 2 gone. Here is Jumonville. Joe Jumonville lined out in the 2nd, was struck out looking in the 5th. Two gone, runners on first and second. And the pitch. High, 1-0. Jumonville's the 6-hole hitting Husky. We'll see if Northern qualifies for the MAC tournament this year. Didn't last year. If they do, it will be their 8th time. And again, they have not been always in the MAC. In the MAC in the late 70s, 80s, then mid-90s to now. They've been a part of several leagues. 2-1. Ooh, that hit off the glove of the catcher McCauley and all the way back to the backstop. That nearly nicked off the helmet of Jumonville, and that was my first concern. It's a wild pitch. Runners move up 90 feet. Vega to third. Dunham to second. 3-1 the count, 2 gone. Top of the 6th, 2 in for the Huskies. They've been mid-con, they've been independent, they've been MCC, they've been in the MAC. In football, they've been in the Big West, they've been independent, they've been in the MAC. There's a strike. It is 3-2. 2 gone, runners on second and third. Ohio on top by 10, 2 in here for the Huskies in their half of the inning. Here it is from Jasek. Swinging a shot to third, caught by Giannini. Just reached down and plucked it over the dirt. Just to the left of his left white spike. Inning done. Huskies get 2. 12-2 Cats as we go to the bottom of the 6th. This is Bobcat Baseball on AM 1340 WOUB. Out there for the Huskies. Ryan Sargent leads it off. It is Sargent, Hafner, and McCauley. 7, 8, and 9 for the Bobcat 9 as we trudge on through the middle innings. 12-2 Ohio. Here it is from Thomas. Misses Lumen inside. It's 1-0. Update you on scores in Major League Baseball. There was a no-hitter going earlier today in Detroit. Next one misses outside. 2-0 the count. The Pirates' Trevor Williams had a no-hitter going for a while today. Fly ball to left, coming in and to his right. And diving for it is Cam Smith, and he's able to make the play. I was shielded by a pole as you look out to the outfield, but Smith was able to make the catch. I saw the outstretched arm of the third base umpire, and there's 1 up, 1 down here in the 6th. Here's Trevor Hafner, 2 for 3 today. But anyway, Williams had a no-hitter going. It was broken up after he left the game. He went 5. It was broken up in the 6th. But the Pirates still lead 1-0. That's in the bottom of the 8th. That's a doubleheader. First pitch swinging, fly ball, right center field. Who wants it? Bynum over, makes the catch. Scooter scoots over for out number 2. 2 quick outs here in the bottom of the 6th inning with Ohio on top 12-2. Here's Dan McCauley. McCauley hit by a pitch in the 4th, walked in the 3rd, singled in the 2nd inning. Northern out hit today 16-4. And the pitch low. It's 1-0. Elsewhere, the Marlins lead the Cubs 6-0. It's in the bottom of the 7th inning down in Miami. Cardinals 4, Mets 1, top of 6 in the Big Apple. Foul tip. Count level to ball and a strike. 2 gone here, bases clear, bottom of the 6th. Yankees lead Toronto 4-1. That's in the 7th at Rogers Center. 1-1. Low and outside, 2-1. Minnesota blasting Baltimore 7-0, bottom of the 8th inning at Camden Yards. And you are up to date. Reds and Nats coming up a little later. Indians and Mariners later as well. 2-2 the count, with 2 gone here in the bottom of the 6th. Nate Thomas trying to spin a 1-2-3 rack. From the wind, kicks and fires. Low and inside. The Brewers have a rare Sunday off day. Home opener tomorrow at Miller Park, but they and the Padres wrapped up their series last night. Very rare in Major League Baseball that you have a Sunday off day. 3-2 pitch. Hops in, ball 4. Gets back to the backstop. McCauley will trot down to first. Back topside. To Devin Garcia.
Number 3, Devin Garcia.
2 gone, bottom of the 6th. Runner at first, 12-2, Ohio with the lead. Misses inside, it's 1-0. If you're wondering about hit totals, in the last 4 seasons, the highest that Ohio's had has been 23. That was in a 16-2 win over Wofford in a doubleheader on March the 5th of 2016. Fly ball foul over the screen and out of play. 1-1 the count. A little bit of hazy skies now, not full-on intense sunshine. Very pleasant Southeast Ohio Sunday afternoon. Garcia today singled in the 2nd, flew out in the 1st, lined out in the 3rd, flew out in the 4th. Hits here now in the 6th. 2-1 the count. And the pitch. Bouncing ball left side, flagged off the bag by Wood, goes the short way to 2nd to Vega covering for the force out. The inning is done. No runs, no hits, no errors, and a man left. We played 6, 12-2 Ohio. This is Bobcat Baseball on AM 1340 WOEB. Blessing 2, 188, redshirt senior from Mayfield, Ohio. Corey Blessing back of Logan Jasek and back of Butch Baird. Baird stands to be the winner today, barring something crazy. 12-2 Ohio leads. 16 hits. The Cats have stranded 7. Northern 2 runs, 4 hits, 4 left on. It will be 7, 8, and 9 for the Huskies here. On a surging Sunday for the green and white. Started with 2 runs in the 1st. And then a 10 spot combined in the 3rd and 4th innings. Cam Smith to lead it off. Grounded out in the second, flew out in the fifth. Hits here now in the seventh. Just 4 hits for the Huskies. Staring at a potential 8-18 start to their campaign, and 2-4 in the MAC. Everybody plays everybody in 9 weekends this year. Fastball misses inside to Cam Smith. It's 1-0. His new average at 203. Bouncing ball towards short, to his right, Hafner sucks it up, throws off balance on the run, didn't get him at first. Smith still running and was able to get down there. So an infield hit. Here's Josh Mutter. Ohio hasn't turned to double play today, so maybe they could do that now. Mutter flew out in the third, flew out in the fifth, hits here now in the seventh. His new average at 111. Swing and a miss. It's 0-1. Yeah, they came into the weekend with some scuffling offensive numbers, but did win the nightcap yesterday 6-5. After Ohio won game 1 of the doubleheader. Bouncing ball up the middle, base hit to center. Huskies with back-to-back singles to start off their 7th inning. And here's Washington. (12-2) Ohio. Nobody gone in the Husky 7th. Tommy Washington struck out in the 3rd and walked in the 6th. He did score one of the Huskies' 2 runs. Washington wears 36 in black on the back of that cardinal and black jersey top. And the pitch. Misses inside, out of the glove of McCauley. No advancement of the runners. Still, the only Bobcat not to have a hit is Rudy Roden. He is scheduled 2nd in the Bobcats' 7th. One to know the count. Cats on top by 10. Blessing from the stretch. Shot puts it to the plate. Bouncing ball to short. Could be 2. Hafner bobbled it. It goes into left. Rounding 3rd and scoring is Smith. Up to 3rd is Mutter. It's 12-3. On Ohio's 3rd error of the day. E6. Runners on the corners now. And Ohio's lead is trimmed to just 9. Here's Brad Wood. So Ohio's done its work early and in the middle, but don't want to give the Huskies hope here. Still a lot of time left in this one. Ohio up by 9. So Washington on at first. Here's Brad Wood. Hit by a pitch, lined out, reached on a fielder's choice. Still nobody out in the top of the 7th with the run in for NIU and the pitch. Low and inside, it's 1-0. On Friday, we'll be on the air at 2:50. They do not have lights at Toledo. 3:05 first pitch Friday, 1:05 Saturday, 1:05 Sunday. Foul back to the screen. 1-1 the count. Then April 13, 14, and 15, Ohio's home with Eastern Michigan. A couple of games against Marshall, and then back-to-back weekends. This is going to be tough. At Kent State and at Miami. April 20th, 21st, 22nd, and then 27, 28, and 29 against the Redhawks. Fly ball to center. Garcia has this. One step to his left, makes the catch. Tagging at 3rd and coming in to score is Mutter. And they're down by 8 now, 12-4. 2 spot here in the 7th inning. 1 gone, runner on at first on the fly out by Wood. Here's Tommy Shawnee. So Northern with 2 runs in the 6th and 2 in the 7th. To their credit, they're still trying to scratch and claw here. Down big, though. Shawnee, the 2-hole hitter, takes a strike. It is 0-1. He singled in the 4th, reached on a fielder's choice in the 6th, and scored. Shawnee takes one high, 1-1. If Ohio turns a double play, it would be the 27th. Nearly did moments ago, but there was an error. Corey Blessing for Shawnee. Swing and a miss. Climbed the ladder with the fastball. It's 1-2. Northern, if you're wondering, next weekend will host Western Michigan. They'll play UW Milwaukee at home midweek and Lakeland as well. And then Western, then UIC, then Trinity Christian. That will be 7 home games in a row. Swing and a miss, strike 3. 2 gone. Strikeout for Corey Blessing. That is first of the day, his 13th on his Bobcat season.
Number 9, Samuel Vega.
Here's Samuel Vega. Vega, their second baseman. 2 gone, run around at first. 2 in, 12-4, Ohio with the lead. And the pitch is high. It's 1-0. So that's a pretty important stretch of games for NIU. 2 weekends from now, they go to Kent State. Then they play Miami at home. Foul back to the screen. They'll conclude the season on the road at Bowling Green and at Eastern Michigan. And will we see them in Avon? Will Ohio be there for 1, and will Northern be there for 2? Still questions that are still up in the air. 2-1 the count. 2 gone here in the 7th. Ohio up by 8. The pitch from Blessings popped up, straight up the chute. It's a hazy sky now, drifting to his left on the infield dirt. It is Levy, and he reaches back and makes the catch on the fringe of the outfield grass, and that drifted over towards Rote territory, but Levy's the one to make the play. 2 runs for the Huskies on 2 hits. There was an error and a man left. We've played 6.5, time to stretch at the end. 12-4 Ohio with the lead. This is Bobcat Baseball on AM 1340 WOUB. You don't need the music to actually stand up and stretch. You can really just stretch at any time. That's a miss on our part, but hey, the show goes on. Things happen. Ohio with the lead, 12-4. Bottom of the 7th inning is on. 12-16-3 for the Cats. 4-6-0 for NIU. New pitcher into the ball game for NIU wears 16. Jacob DeLabio. DeLabio wears 16. 6'5", 190. Sophomore from Kenosha, Wisconsin. Tall presence on the mound. DeLabio doesn't have a record, but he has a 19.29 ERA. Must not have worked all that much. First one to Michael Klein. Misses low and outside. It's 1-0. Klein today with 5 ribbies. He had a 3-run homer in the 4th. 1-0 is high. It is 2-0. For DeLabio, this is just his 5th outing of the year. Doesn't have a record, does have that ERA. 2 1/3, 5 hits, 5 runs, 5 earned, 3 walks, no strikeouts. There's a strike. It's 2-1. Used to be minor league baseball in Kenosha, Wisconsin, the Kenosha Twins. Old Simmons Field. They had a lot of cancellations early in the season. Swing and a miss. It's 2-2. I think they might still have a Northwoods League team there, but that league has exploded so much, I'm not really sure. Klein waits. 2-2 the count. DeLabio's delivery. Misses inside, actually hit him on the left shoulder. So Klein on again. 12-4 Cats, bottom of the 7th.
Stepping in for your Ohio Bobcats, number 26.
Here's Rudy Rote. He still is the only Bobcat in the lineup that has not had a base hit yet. 0 for 3 today. Walked, scored, ground out, flew out, and popped out. Bouncing ball to second, kicks off the mound towards the second baseman, Vega. Flip toss to second for 1, and that's all they get, with Shawnee covering. So it skipped off the right side of the mound. Force play at second. Runner on at first, 1 gone. Wrote on with a fielder's choice, and unless he comes around again in the order, which might not happen, he will be the only Bobcat today without a base hit. Here's Tanner Picnic. He had a good day going. Single, triple, single, flew out in the 5th. Has scored 3 times. Fly ball to left. Has a little bit of carry, but it dies out there. Caught by Cam Smith. 2 gone here in the home half of the 7th with Ohio on top 12-4. There is a Northwoods League team in Kenosha, the hometown of the northern pitcher. They're the Kenosha Kingfish. Gosh, that league is big. Swing and a miss for Tony Giannini. It's 0-1. 10 teams in the North and 10 teams in the South Division. Bismarck, Duluth, Eau Claire, La Crosse, Rochester, Wilmer, St. Cloud, Thunder Bay, Ontario, Waterloo, and Mankato in the North. There's a fly ball to right. Caught by Mutter. And Ohio's out of business in the 7th. The South Division of the Northwoods League is Battle Creek, Fond du Lac, Green Bay, Kalamazoo, Wisconsin, Lakeshore, that's in Milwaukee area, Madison, Rockford, Wisconsin Rapids, and Kenosha. That's the Northwoods League. Of course, there's Summer League baseball here at Bob Wren. There will be again this year. 12-4 Ohio as we go to the 8th. This is Bobcat Baseball on AM 1340 WOUB. 12, 16, and 3 for Ohio, 4, 6, and 0 for NIU. Bobcats got out early, 2 runs in the first, 4 in the third, 6 in the fourth. No runs since then. Northern did pick up 2 in the 6th and 2 in the 7th. Jake Dunham leads it off against Corey Blessing. Dunham grounded out, lined out, and singled, and waits from the Blessing offering, and there's a strike. It's 0-1. Easter Sunday in Southeast Ohio. Ohio will play Shawnee State midweek. No radio Tuesday night from the Wren. 0-1 pitch. There's a strike, a good one. It's 0-2 on a breaking ball from Corey Blessing, who's really anchored the role of 6th, 7th, or 8th inning guy. You can really insert him here and let him go, and he was a big part of last year. Fly ball hit well, left center field. Dunham gives it a ride, but it dies. Garcia there in left center and makes the catch. It looked better off the bat in the initial carry than it turned out to be. Garcia was there to make an easy snag for out number 1. Here's Bynum. Scooter Bynum, center fielder. Double in the 2nd, grounded out in the 4th, struck out in the 6th. Ohio on top by 8. Blessing for Bynum, swing and a miss. It's 0-1. Ohio football will be at Northern this upcoming year, and that will be homecoming in DeKalb. 0-1 pitch. Low, it's 1-1. Ohio football won up there the last time. That was around Thanksgiving a few years ago. 1-1 pitch. Low and inside. It is 2-1. Their football schedule this upcoming year. Wow. Heavy hitting. Bouncing ball wide of first, foul. They open at Iowa. And part of their schedule palooza from a couple years ago, remember they announced a whole bunch of non-conference football games on social media. Actually, it was a really good idea. They will host Utah on September the 8th. Trip for the Pac-12 to DeKalb. 2-2 popped up. Foul, back at home and out of play. Then they will play Central Michigan in DeKalb and go to Tallahassee on September the 22nd to play Florida State. And make a mint. Called strike 3. Bynum goes down on strikes. Blessing with his 2nd of the day, his 14th on his season. Bynum goes down for the 2nd time today. Here is Jumonville. Later in the year, Northern will go to Brigham Young. They'll play BYU. That's on October the 22nd. So to repeat, their non-conference schedule in football is Iowa, Utah, Florida State, and BYU. Wow. That's fun. 2-0 is the count on Joe Jumonville, who lined out, struck out, and lined out. 2-0, fouled off. Back at home and out of play. Huskies last year, of course, did not win the MAC West. Toledo did and went on to win the MAC championship game. Then Northern lost in the quick change or quick lane bowl. Quick change would be another thing. Quick lane bowl, they lost to Duke. 3-1 pitch. Low and inside, ball 4. 2 out walk here in the top of the 8th. 12-4, Ohio with the lead. Here's Cam Smith. Yep, Ohio will be there on Saturday, October the 13th. Homecoming in DeKalb. 2 gone, runner at first. Here's Smith. Takes one outside. It's 1-0. Smith grounded out in the 2nd, flew out in the 5th, singled and scored in the 7th. New average at .215. There's 7-hole hitting left fielder. Swing and a miss. It's 1-1. Of course, spring ball going on here in Athens. And per the norm, not really an organized spring game per se, but that will be in a couple of weeks. Bobcat baseball will be at Kent State that weekend. Foul back to the screen. It's 1-2. One and two, the count, 2 gone. Top of the 8th, 12-4, Ohio with the lead. Corey Blessing trying to finish off the Huskies. Doesn't on that pitch. Outside, it's 2-2. Bobcat softball is 18-12 and a perfect 6-0 in the MAC. They beat Eastern Michigan on Friday 8-0 and 6-1, and then won on Saturday 4-3. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Inning done. 3 strikeouts on the day for Blessing. We head to the bottom of the 8th. 12-4 Ohio with the lead. This is Bobcat Baseball on AM 1340 WOUB. Stadium, Ohio putting the finishing touches on a series win over Northern Illinois. 12-4, Ohio leads. After winning yesterday 6-1 in the opener and losing 6-5 in the nightcap. Ohio has 34 hits this weekend. 33 runs on 34 hits. That's not bad. There have been 6 defensive errors. 1 in the opener yesterday, 2 in the nightcap, and now 3 today. New pitcher into the ballgame is William Anderson for NIU. Wears 11. Anderson out of Columbus, Indiana. 6'8", 200. Junior William Anderson. That's a lot to deal with out there if you're a hitter. Anderson 0-1, does have a sky-high ERA at 18.41. Aaron Levy to start it off, and he's had a really good day. Singled twice, homer in the 4th, line out in the 5th. That was a 3-run shot down the line and right. As Ohio had 2 3-run shots today, Michael Klein the other. Anderson making his 6th appearance. He did start a game. 7 1/3, 20 hits, 17 runs, 15 earned, 9 walks, 3 strikeouts. Opposition hitting .500 against him. Swing and a miss for Aaron Levy. 0-1 the count. It is 6, 7, and 8 scheduled. Next one's high, 1-1. Ohio didn't feel good about the loss yesterday. Felt good about game 1 and real good today. Swing and a miss on a breaking ball. It's 1-2 for Levy. Updated average at .265. There is activity in Northern's pen. 1-2 the count. All Cats here today in the finale. The kick and the pitch. Fisted ground ball or fly ball back to the mound. Knocked off of Anderson. Trickles to his right, and he's able to make the play. Throws out Aaron Levy. It was a pitch that went off of his legs. after the batted ball.
Sargent.
Here's Ryan Sargent. He's all right. The training staff from Northern will stay in the dugout. One gone, home half of the eighth. Sargent grounded out in the first, singled in the third, grounded out in the fourth, flew out in the sixth. Hits here now in the eighth. Anderson from the wind in the pitch. That's low. 1-0. All things considered, this has been a pretty good pace to today. 1-1 the count on a little nub-off foul ball at the plate. If you were to say that you're going to be at a game that has 16 runs and 22 hits, you would figure it'd be a pretty long affair. But all things considered, not too bad. Anderson from the wind called a strike in the outside edge to the right-handed hitting Sargent. It's 1-2. The kick and the pitch. Misses outside. 2-2. So I've made the trip that Northern's going to take in maybe an hour, hour and a half, about 100 times in my time at Ohio. 2-2, hit on the ground towards short. Shaw's knee there. Gloves, throws, got him. 2 up, 2 down. Up to Columbus, over towards Indy, up past West Lafayette, up to the Tri-State, Tri-State to 88, 88 to Andy Glidden Road, Andy Glidden Road up to campus. And that will take about 8 hours. And you lose an hour going back to the central time zone. I've made the trip back home after a doubleheader here before, which that's a long day. Here's Trevor Hafner. Flew out in the second, singled and scored in the third, singled and scored in the fourth, flew out in the sixth. 12-4 Ohio with the lead. Bottom of the eighth, bases clear, 2 gone. Anderson trying to throw a 1-2-3 inning. That's fouled off at the plate, 0-2. I can tell you the I-65 exits of that trip leave a lot to be desired. Not much. 0-2, high and wide, 1-2. Pretty much make that drive in my sleep. Hopefully the Northern bus driver is still awake, though. 1-2 pitch, fouled off. All told, with this as the finale of the weekend for Ohio, a pretty good one. I mean, things happen. Baseball happens. Northern was the one that made the plays to get the win in the nightcap yesterday. 1-2, hit on the ground, up towards third, fair, backhand pickup Wood, and just has to stick it in the webbing. And in fact, it's stuck in the webbing. That ball stuck in the glove of Wood at third. It's an infield single.
Number 2, Macaulay.
That was a heck of a play. Back of the bag on the run towards the sack at the chalk. But it did, at least from my vantage point, stick in the webbing. 2 gone. Here's Dan McCauley. Was that Electric Avenue that we just heard? There's a strike. It's 0-1. Singled in the second, walked in the third, hit by a pitch in the fourth, walked in the sixth. 0-1 the count, 2 gone. 17 hits on the day for Ohio. Bouncing ball to Shawsney will go the short way from short to Vega at second. And the inning is done, and Ohio can sack the bats because they won't need them the rest of the day, barring something crazy happening in the top of the ninth. 12-4 Ohio with the lead. Ninth inning is next. This is Bobcat Baseball on AM 1340 WOUB. Creek. He will play at second. That's a heck of a name. 5'9", 158, freshman Treyben, Treyben Funderburg. Not to be confused with Lawrence Funderburk from Ohio State back in the day. Basketball, anyway. We've reached the ninth. We're here. And Ohio leads at 12-4. So what, 23 runs on the weekend for Ohio? Yep. 6 in the opener, 5 in the finale yesterday, 12 today. Corey Blessing out there, and Josh Mutter flies this one deep to right, but it's caught by Devin Garcia. 1 up, 1 down here in the Husky ninth. So as weekends go, that total's pretty good. 35 hits. Here's Tommy Washington. Pitch misses low. 1-0. 1 gone, bases clear. Top of the ninth. Ohio on top by 8. Blessing trying to capture a innings save. This, if he concludes things here, would be a 3-inning save. 1-1's a strike. How about that? An inning save in a 12-4 game. You rarely see that. Pitch misses outside. It's 2-2. 1 away in the ninth. All Ohio today. They did their business in the first 4 innings. That's good business. Business is good. 2-2 misses outside. It's 3-2. How's your business? Good. Real good when you get 4 in the 6th. Tommy Washington walks for the second time today. He scored in the 6th. And so a 1-out walk here in the 9th with Ohio on top 12-4. Well, still a lot of season left for both of these teams. And you wonder if Northern will put it together. You wonder if they'll make a little bit of a run here. It's possible. Pitch misses inside. It's 1-0. Still a lot of season left to be played. But 8-18, that overall record doesn't matter as much as the MAC record, which will be 2-4. Mike Kunigonis, by all accounts, likable head coach. Andrew Mackey, very good assistant coach. 2-1 the count. Sorry, 3-0 the count with 1 gone. Blessing from the stretch and the pitch. There's the obligatory strike. It's 3-1. One gone here in the 9th, and the 3-1 fly ball foul. First base side out of play. 3-2 the count. Blessing from the stretch and the pitch. Called strike 3 on the inside edge. Blessing with the K, his 4th of the day, his 16th this season. Here is Tommy Shosny. Shosny 1 for 4. And the pitch. Misses Lumen inside. 1-0 the count. Shosny flew out in the 1st, singled in the 4th. Fielder's choice and scored in the 6th. Struck out in the 7th. We've come down to the 27th out of the game. From Ohio's defensive side, anyway. 2-0 the count. Post-game show follows. That's generally where post-game shows are, after the ball game. I believe we'll have a Bobcat TV recap coming up. Is that a yes? Yup, we will. Everyone's looking forward to that. Foul back to the screen. 2-2 the count. 2 gone. Top of the 9th. Runner at first. Ohio trying to finish off the Huskies. Rhythmic clapping from the Bobcat dugout and fans here at the Wren. Be a nice conclusion to this weekend. Blessing for Tommy Shosny with a runner at first. The 2-2 called. Strike 3 and paint this one green and white. Ohio wins. Ohio wins. Ohio wins the series in thumping fashion here in the finale. A super Easter Sunday. 12-4. Ohio with the win over NIU. That's the ball game. Stay tuned. Our post-game report is next. This is Bobcat Baseball on AM 1340 WOUB.